Hi, good morning, friends. It's Carrie from down in Texas. It's Friday. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, right? So today's message. I've taken some heat in the last few days from some people who say, oh, you hate Harris. I don't hate her. I hate what she stands for and the policies that she is going to implement if she becomes president. And those policies will bankrupt our country. Since she has been vice president with her partner Joe Biden in the last 3.5 years, our debt level is now in the trillions. Trillions. And that's just reckless spending. You and I are seeing $1,500 more per month to just pay for these reckless spending. Some of the things that have happened in her 3 years are catastrophic to most Americans. Look at your grocery bill. Look at your food bill. Look at your electric bill. Just look at the difference in where you were 4 years ago to where you are today. And where is your disposable income? Like the majority of the middle class, it's gone. And you are living on credit cards because you just cannot make up the difference between the drastic inflation and the stagnant wages that are plaguing this country. I also don't have any confidence that this lady can stand toe-to-toe with the bad boys, Putin and Xi Jinping. She cannot articulate. If she cannot articulate to you and I and take on hostile reporters, how is she going to take on the two most hostile leaders in the world? How is she going to do that? If she can't even take on reporters where she has to have a scripted, pre-recorded, Hollywood-produced interview. How is she going to do it? She hasn't done anything in her 3.5 years as vice president to prove that. What she has done is create one crisis after another crisis. The border. The border is affecting all of us in ways that we don't even realize that is affecting us. Right? So, money that should be spent on Americans is being spent on illegal aliens, in hopes that those illegal aliens will be so grateful to the left that they go and try to vote illegally. So they're here illegally, and then they want them to go vote illegally because they're not citizens. The massive influx of these illegal aliens is destroying cities. Just look at the democratically run cities and what is happening in those cities. It's catastrophe. One of the things that she's talking about doing is giving all of this money away for people who can buy, so people can buy houses. Do you know what that's going to do to our debt level? And what it's going to do to the real estate market? If you really investigate the ramifications of that, you will see that that is another reckless spending just so she can get elected. Because she's playing on, especially the younger generation who can't afford it. And the reason they can't afford it is because the economy is so bad, thanks to her decisions along with Joe, because she keeps telling us she's the last person in the room. She's the one that cast that final vote. So if she's the one that casts the final vote, then she is responsible for the current situation, just like Joe is. You don't get to divorce yourself from your record. Your record is your record. 25% tax on unearned gains is what she's talking about. That will destroy the middle class. That one thing. Because here's how that works. Let's say you own a home, and your home at the beginning of 2025 is worth $300,000. And then over the course of that next year, it goes up to $400,000. So you have a net appreciation of $100,000. She wants you to pay 25% of that to the tax man, just to pay it. You don't sell your house. You don't do anything. You're just going to owe 25% of the net equity that grows in your home to the government, because she doesn't have any other way to fund all of these crazy spending programs that she wants to implement. Another one, socialized medicine. Ask yourself, let's say you decide that you want to go in and have a tummy tuck, or you need to go in and have an elective surgery, a knee replacement, a hip replacement. It's not crucial to your life expectancy. It's a elective procedure. Do you want your government to decide when you can have that done? Or if you can have that done? And then once the decision is made that you can have it done, which could take months and months, and in some societies like Australia where it is socialized medicine, you can be waiting years. But then you don't even have the choice of where you go or who you go to have that done. Do you want to lose your ability to work with the doctors that you currently have? Because in a socialized medicine system, you don't get to do that. Do you know that? Inflation, the border crisis, taxing us on the equity that we build in our greatest investment, our home, funding all of these crazy expenditures are taxes. And when did we become a society where Robin Hood is okay? In this country, you get ahead by the amount of effort that you put in, and you can be anything you want to be in this amazing country if you put the work in. Why should you and I, if we work hard and we have money, why do we have to give that money to people who aren't willing to work hard just for the sake of equality? That's not okay. I'm not going to work my ass off 12 and 14 hours a day and do what I need to do to take care of myself and my family, for her to just come in and say, oh, well, these people over here, they don't have what you have. Yeah, they don't have a job and they're dependent on the government, but we need to be equal, so we're going to take your money and give it to them. No, that's not okay. And most importantly is her inability to communicate. When have you seen her communicate in a hostile environment with hostile reporters like we see every day with Trump? Are you going to be willing to rest and have your future rest on her ability to communicate? I'm sorry, she just does not have the skill set. And frankly, that's dishonest to tell us that she does when she doesn't. It's too big a risk. It's too big a risk financially. It's too big of a risk personally. And it's too big of a risk for the stability of our world. She just does not have the skill set to be president of the United States. Not now. Probably never, but certainly not now. She hasn't done anything to demonstrate to any of us that she can handle that. Scripted, pre-recorded, Hollywood-produced interviews are not acceptable. She's got to stand toe-to-toe with adversarial people, answer those questions, have the ability to think on her feet, and answer her questions succinctly and intellectually and with concise replies. She just doesn't. So it's not that I hate her. I just have no confidence in her to be the next president of this country and leader of the free world. That's what it is.